Welcome to the channel, where today we plunge into a numismatic mystery so gripping, so layered with secrets, that it will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the coins jingling in your pocket. What if a small mistake made it one of the rarest coins ever struck? Picture this: it's 1987, and the United States Mint is churning out millions of Lincoln pennies, unremarkable slivers of copper-plated zinc that seem destined for soda machines and parking meters. But somewhere in the clanging machinery of the Philadelphia and Denver mints, something goes terribly, gloriously wrong, giving birth to a handful of 1987 1-cent coins so anomalous, so bizarre, that they've sparked decades of obsession, wild speculation, and a treasure hunt that burns in the hearts of collectors to this day. Let's unravel the enigma of these pennies, coins that defy explanation with their ghostly mint marks, misaligned strikes, and design quirks that shouldn't exist. How could a simple penny, a coin so common it's practically invisible, hide secrets so profound that numismatists whisper about them in hushed tones at conventions? Step back to the late 1980s, a time when the mint was grappling with aging equipment, budget cuts, and a relentless demand for pocket change. Yet in the chaos of mass production, a series of inexplicable errors slipped through, errors that turned ordinary pennies into objects of fascination, each one a tiny metallic riddle wrapped in a shroud of mystery. Imagine a die, the heavy steel stamp that imprints Lincoln's stoic face onto a blank planchet, but this die is flawed, cracked, or misaligned, pressing an image that's slightly off-center, leaving a shadow of Abe's profile doubled in a way that shouldn't be possible. How did such a glaring mistake escape the mint's rigorous quality control? Collectors have spent years piecing together the clues, poring over coins under high-powered microscopes to spot doubled dies, where Lincoln's ear or the memorial's columns appear eerily duplicated, as if the coin itself is haunted by its own creation process. Then there are the planchet flaws, those thin discs of metal that should be flawless but instead carry scratches, clips, or strange laminations, as if the mint's machines were sabotaged by some unseen force. Could it be that a hurried worker, a faulty batch of zinc, or even a covert test run led to these anomalies? Rumors swirl of a lost die trial, a secret experiment by mint engravers to test new designs or alloys, coins that were never meant to leave the facility but somehow slipped into circulation, each one a forbidden artifact from a hidden chapter of numismatic history. Consider the mint marks, or lack thereof. Some 1987 pennies bear no mark at all, defying the expectation that Philadelphia coins should be blank and Denver coins stamped with a D, leading to fevered speculation about mix-ups in the mint's vaults or even deliberate acts by rogue employees. Then there's the tale of the ghost initials, where the designer's mark, VDB for Victor David Brenner, seems to flicker faintly under certain lights, an impression so subtle it's as if the coin is whispering its own secrets. How could such a detail, invisible to the naked eye, have been struck, and why do only a handful of collectors claim to have seen it? Numismatists recount stories of finding these coins in dusty change jars or forgotten bank rolls, their hearts racing as they realize the penny in their hand doesn't match any known record, its surface marred by a die clash that leaves a faint outline of the memorial's reverse bleeding onto Lincoln's portrait, a mistake so rare it's like finding a message in a bottle from 1987. The deeper you dive, the more questions arise. Was there a cover-up at the mint, a hushed report of a faulty batch that was quietly destroyed, or did a few rebellious coins escape into the wild, waiting to be discovered by those with the patience to look? Experts have spent lifetimes analyzing these anomalies, from the strange, shadowed devices, where parts of the design seem to glow with an otherworldly depth, to the coins with misaligned obverse that make Lincoln appear to gaze slightly off-kilter, as if he knows something we don't. The 1987 penny has become a legend, not just for its errors but for what it represents, a glitch in the system, a moment when the meticulous machinery of the U.S. Mint faltered, revealing its human heart. Collectors speak of sleepless nights, driven by the thrill of the hunt, scouring flea markets and estate sales for a coin that might hold the key to unlocking a mystery no one fully understands. Some theorize about a phantom batch, a small run of pennies struck under conditions so unusual, perhaps a late-night shift, a malfunctioning press, or an experimental alloy, that they defy all known numismatic standards, their surfaces bearing marks that don't align with any catalogued error. Others whisper of government oversights, suggesting that the mint, embarrassed by its mistakes, buried the evidence, leaving only a few tantalizing specimens to fuel the obsession. The stories grow stranger with every telling, A collector in Ohio swears he found a 1987 penny with a reverse so mistruck it shows traces of a different coin's design, as if two dies collided in a moment of mechanical chaos. Another claims to have seen a coin with a mint mark that appears only under ultraviolet light, a detail so bizarre it suggests a level of secrecy we can only guess at. Each discovery raises the stakes, pulling you deeper into a world where every penny could be a portal to a hidden history, where every scratch or doubled letter might be a clue to a puzzle no one has fully solved. The 1987 penny isn't just a coin, it's a challenge to everything we believe about order and precision, a reminder that even in the most controlled systems, chaos can create something extraordinary. What if the next coin you pick up, the one you're about to toss into a tip jar, is one of these elusive anomalies, a piece of 1987 that carries a story no one was meant to know? The hunt continues, driven by the tantalizing possibility that somewhere, in a forgotten drawer or a child's piggy bank, another 1987 penny is waiting, its secrets ready to rewrite numismatic history, pulling us all into its orbit of mystery and wonder. Next, prepare to be drawn into a numismatic mystery so captivating, so layered with secrets, that it will leave you questioning the very coins you pass over every day. What if a small mistake made it one of the rarest coins ever struck? In 2003, the Denver Mint was humming with the production of millions of Lincoln pennies, each one a seemingly mundane piece of pocket change destined for vending machines and tip jars, but within the rhythmic clatter of its presses, something went inexplicably awry, giving rise to a handful of 2003 1-cent coins so extraordinary, so riddled with anomalies, that they've ignited a firestorm of fascination among collectors and sparked whispers of conspiracies, lost experiments, and hidden truths that linger in the shadows of numismatic lore. Picture the scene, it's the early 2000s, a time when the U.S. Mint was modernizing its processes, yet still wrestling with the quirks of aging machinery and the relentless pace of mass production, and in this delicate balance, a series of bizarre errors slipped through the cracks, transforming ordinary pennies into enigmatic artifacts that defy explanation. How could a coin so common harbor secrets so profound that they've kept collectors awake at night, scouring rolls of change for decades? The 2003 penny is no ordinary coin, it's a puzzle etched in copper-plated zinc, marked by doubled dies that make Lincoln's profile shimmer with a ghostly twin, misaligned strikes that tilt his gaze unsettlingly off-center, and planchet flaws that scar the surface with mysterious clips, cracks, or laminations, as if the coin itself bears the scars of a clandestine creation. Numismatists speak in hushed tones of die clashes, where the obverse and reverse designs collide in a forbidden dance, leaving faint impressions of the Lincoln Memorial's columns bleeding onto Abe's portrait, a mistake so rare it's like finding a hidden message encoded in metal. How did such errors evade the Mint's stringent quality control, and what do they reveal about the chaos behind the scenes in 2003? Collectors have uncovered coins with mint marks that don't belong, some 2003 pennies bearing a D so faint it seems to flicker in and out of existence, while others lack the mark entirely, defying the Mint's own records and fueling theories of experimental runs or unauthorized strikes that were never meant to see the light of day. Then there are the shadowed devices, where elements like Lincoln's beard or the memorial steps appear to glow with an otherworldly depth, as if the coin was struck under conditions no official report can explain. Could a faulty die, a rushed production shift, or even a covert test of new alloys be to blame? The stories grow stranger with every discovery. A collector in Colorado recounts finding a 2003 penny with a reverse so mistruck it bears traces of an entirely different design, as if two coins were fused in a moment of mechanical rebellion. Another claims to have seen a coin with ghost initials, where Victor David Brenner's VDB mark appears only under certain angles of light, a detail so subtle it feels like the coin is guarding a secret. These anomalies have fueled a deepening obsession, with collectors poring over their finds under magnifying loupes, chasing rumors of a lost die trial, a secret batch of pennies struck to test new equipment or designs, never intended for circulation but somehow released into the wild, each one a numismatic phantom that challenges everything we know about the Mint's operations. Was there a cover-up, a confidential report buried deep in the Mint's archives, documenting a batch of defective coins that was meant to be destroyed but instead slipped into circulation? The 2003 penny has become a legend, not just for its errors but for what it represents, a glitch in the system, a moment when the precision of the U.S. Mint faltered, revealing its human underbelly. Experts have spent years analyzing these coins, from the doubled features that make Lincoln's ear appear to multiply under scrutiny, to the planchets that seem to have been cut from defective metal, their surfaces marred by bubbles or striations that hint at a rushed or experimental process. Some theorize about a phantom batch, a small run of pennies struck under mysterious circumstances, perhaps a late-night shift gone wrong, a malfunctioning press, or an unrecorded alloy mix that produced coins unlike any other. Others whisper of government oversights, suggesting the mint, embarrassed by its mistakes, hushed up the errors, leaving only a few tantalizing specimens to haunt collectors' dreams. The hunt for these coins is a fevered pursuit, with numismatists scouring flea markets, estate sales, and even their own pocket change, driven by the thrill of uncovering a piece that doesn't fit the mold, a coin with a mint mark that defies logic, a strike so off-center it feels like a deliberate act of rebellion, or a die clash so vivid it's as if the coin is trying to tell its own story. Each discovery raises new questions. How did these coins slip through, and what do they reveal about the inner workings of the Denver Mint in 2003, a year marked by technological transitions and economic pressures? Some collectors swear they've found pennies with anomalies that don't appear in any catalog, like a 2003 D coin with a reverse that seems to shimmer with a faint, unexplained pattern, as if it was struck with a die meant for another purpose entirely. The deeper you dive, the more the mystery grows, pulling you into a world where every penny could be a key to unlocking a hidden history, where every flaw or doubled letter might hold the answer to a question no one has fully asked. The 2003 D penny is more than a coin, it's a challenge to our understanding of order and control, a reminder that even in the most precise systems, chaos can create something extraordinary. What if the next penny you find, the one you're about to toss aside, is one of these elusive anomalies, a relic of 2003 that carries a story never meant to be told? The search continues, fueled by the tantalizing possibility that somewhere, in a forgotten coin jar or a child's piggy bank, another 2003 D penny is waiting, its secrets ready to rewrite the annals of numismatic history, drawing us ever deeper into its orbit of intrigue and wonder. Next, imagine a single penny, unassuming and ordinary, slipping through the cracks of history to become one of the most enigmatic coins ever struck by the United States Mint, a 2001 Lincoln cent that whispers secrets of a chaotic minting process gone awry, sparking questions that have haunted numismatists for decades. What if a small mistake made it one of the rarest coins ever produced? Picture the year 2001, a time when the U.S. Mint was churning out billions of pennies, each one meant to be a flawless tribute to Abraham Lincoln, yet somewhere in the clanging machinery of the Philadelphia and Denver mints, something went terribly, thrillingly wrong, producing a coin so riddled with errors and anomalies that it defies explanation and ignites obsession. The 2001 1-cent coin, at first glance, is just another penny, its copper-plated zinc surface gleaming under the light, but look closer, and you'll uncover a labyrinth of mysteries, minting errors so bizarre, they seem almost deliberate, as if the coin itself was born to challenge everything we know about the mint's precision. It begins with the planchets, those blank metal discs destined to become coins, where whispers of flaws emerge. Some 2001 pennies were struck on planchets meant for other denominations, their edges slightly too thick or their weight imperceptibly off, creating a subtle but maddening deviation that only the keenest collectors would notice. Then there are the die clashes, moments when the obverse and reverse dies collided without a planchet between them, leaving ghostly impressions of Lincoln's profile faintly etched into the fields of the coin, like a shadow from another dimension. These clashes weren't supposed to happen, yet they did, and numismatists pore over these coins with magnifying glasses, tracing the faint outlines of unintended designs, wondering how such errors slip through the mint's rigorous quality control. The intrigue deepens with doubled dies, where the coin's features, Lincoln's beard, the date, or the word liberty, appear eerily duplicated, as if the die itself stuttered during the strike, creating a visual echo that makes each coin a tiny work of accidental art. Some collectors swear they've seen coins with mint marks that shouldn't exist, a rogue D for Denver on a coin that official records claim was struck in Philadelphia, or even coins with no mint mark at all, defying the mint's own protocols. These anomalies raise chilling questions. Was there a secret die trial, a test run of coins never meant for circulation, or did a distracted mint worker overlook a catastrophic error? The 2001 cent's production was steeped in the chaos of a mint stretched to its limits, producing over 10 billion pennies that year, Yet somehow, a handful of these coins emerged as rebels, each one carrying a story of misalignment, where Lincoln's head drifts off-center, leaving a crescent of empty space, or planchet flaws that left strange, irregular surfaces, as if the coin itself was fighting to be unique. Collectors, drawn into this numismatic enigma, speak of coins with invisible initials, where the designer's mark, VDB, seems to vanish under certain lights, only to reappear under a microscope, like a hidden message encoded in the metal. Others describe coins with shadowed devices, where Lincoln's portrait or the memorial's columns seem to glow with an unexplained depth, as if the coin holds a memory of its own creation. The stories grow stranger still. One collector claims to have found a 2001 cent with a reverse so misaligned it shows parts of two different designs, a hybrid that shouldn't exist, sparking wild theories about experimental strikes or unauthorized midnight runs at the mint. These tales aren't just rumors, they're backed by expert analyses, with numismatists like John Wexler and Billy Crawford documenting these anomalies in hushed tones, their findings published in obscure journals that read like detective novels. The 2001 cents mysteries point to a mint grappling with new technology, as the transition to zinc planchets and high-speed presses introduced variables that even the most seasoned workers couldn't predict. Some speculate about lost die trials, experimental coins struck to test new dies but never destroyed, slipping into circulation like fugitives. Others whisper of confidential mint reports, buried in government archives, that might explain why certain 2001 pennies show features, like a doubled 1 in the date or a ghostly extra column on the memorial, that don't match any known die. The obsession grows with each discovery, as collectors scour pocket change, flea markets, and old coin rolls, driven by the tantalizing possibility that a single 2001 cent could rewrite numismatic history. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin with a mint mark that defies logic, or a die crack so pronounced it splits Lincoln's face in two, each imperfection a clue to a larger puzzle. The 2001 cents anomalies aren't just mistakes, they're a window into the chaos of creation, a glimpse of a mint where human error, mechanical failure, and sheer chance collided to produce coins that were never meant to be. Some collectors speak of coins with ghost-like impressions, where faint traces of another design linger in the background, as if the coin itself is haunted by its own history. Others describe coins with such perfect errors, a doubled motto, a misaligned strike, or a planchet flaw so precise it seems intentional, that they wonder if someone at the mint was playing a dangerous game, embedding secrets in plain sight. The 2001 cents legend grows with each story, like the tale of a Philadelphia collector who found a penny with a reverse so distorted it seemed to show the Lincoln Memorial melting, a surreal artifact that baffled experts and fueled speculation about overheated presses or contaminated planchets. These coins aren't just metal, they're relics of a moment when the U.S. Mint, an institution built on order, let chaos slip through its fingers. The deeper you dive, the more questions arise. How did coins with such glaring errors escape detection? Were there cover-ups, rushed production schedules, or workers too overwhelmed to notice? The 2001 cents rarity isn't just in its errors but in the stories it inspires, tales of collectors spending lifetimes chasing a single specimen, of dealers whispering about coins locked away in private vaults, their existence known only to a select few. Each anomaly, from a misstruck date to a barely visible mint mark, pulls you deeper into a world where every coin is a potential treasure, a piece of history that shouldn't exist but does. The 2001 cents mystique lies in its ability to defy explanation, to make you question the very process that created it, and to wonder if somewhere, in a forgotten jar or a dusty coin shop, another impossible penny is waiting to be found. The hunt for these coins is more than a hobby, it's a quest for truth, a search for answers in a sea of metal, where each discovery raises new questions about what really happened in the mint in 2001. Did a single worker's mistake create a legend, or was there something more, a deliberate act, a hidden experiment, or a flaw so subtle it took decades to notice? The 2001 Lincoln cent, with its misalignments, doubled dies, and ghostly impressions, isn't just a coin, it's a mystery that grips the heart and mind, a reminder that even in the most controlled systems, chaos can create something extraordinary, something that pulls us into a world of wonder, obsession, and the endless thrill of the unknown. Next, as the saga of the 2001 Lincoln cent unfolds, the veil of mystery thickens, pulling us deeper into a numismatic rabbit hole where every new clue about this enigmatic coin raises more questions than it answers. What if the errors that make this penny so extraordinary were not mere accidents but fragments of a larger, untold story buried within the U.S. Mint's secretive operations? Picture the sprawling Philadelphia Mint in 2001, its presses roaring day and night, producing billions of pennies under relentless pressure to meet demand, yet somehow, in this mechanical symphony, a handful of coins emerged as anomalies so peculiar they seemed to defy the laws of minting itself. These aren't just coins with minor flaws, they're artifacts of chaos, each one carrying scars from a process that went inexplicably awry, planchets sliced too thin or too thick, dies misaligned so drastically that Lincoln's stoic face tilts into an eerie half-smile, or reverse designs that seem to bleed into one another, creating hybrid images that numismatists describe with a mix of awe and disbelief. The doubled dies of the 2001 cent, where letters like trust or the date appear to shimmer with a ghostly duplicate, aren't just errors, they're like fingerprints of a machine pushed beyond its limits, a die vibrating out of sync or a press operator's fleeting oversight that left a permanent mark. Collectors whisper of coins with mint marks that flicker under certain angles, as if the D or P were struck with hesitation, or coins where the mint mark is entirely absent, a silent rebellion against the mint's strict protocols. These anomalies fuel wild theories. Could a rogue mint worker have tampered with the dies, creating unauthorized variants for reasons unknown? Or did a batch of experimental planchets, meant for a different coin, slip into the 2001 cent production line, their origins obscured by hurried record-keeping? The historical context only deepens the intrigue. 2001 was a year of transition for the mint, with new zinc-based planchets still causing headaches after years of copper, leading to coins with strange discoloration, faint streaks, or surfaces that seemed to ripple under magnification, as if the metal itself resisted its fate. Some collectors speak of coins with die cracks so dramatic they form jagged lines across Lincoln's forehead, like a map to a hidden truth, while others describe coins with ghost columns on the Lincoln Memorial reverse, faint extra pillars that shouldn't be there, sparking debates about whether they're the result of die fatigue or something far more deliberate. The obsession grows with stories of numismatists who've spent decades chasing these coins, like the tale of a Denver collector who found a 2001 cent with a reverse so mistruck it showed a partial eagle, a design element from a different denomination entirely, leading to hushed speculation about a mix-up in the mint's die inventory. Experts like Ken Potter, a renowned RareCoin specialist, have cataloged these oddities, noting coins with shadowed devices where Lincoln's profile seems to glow with an unnatural depth, or coins with planchet flaws that create tiny bubbles in the metal, like frozen echoes of a molten mistake. The 2001 cent's mysteries point to a mint stretched thin, its quality control faltering under the weight of mass production, yet the sheer variety of errors, misalignments, doubled features, clash dies, and planchets with inexplicable textures suggest something more than mere oversight. Some theorize about lost die trials, test strikes meant to calibrate presses but never destroyed, slipping into circulation like stowaways, while others point to rumors of confidential mint reports from 2001 locked away in government vaults that might detail a batch of coins struck during a late-night shift when oversight was lax. The collector's world buzzes with stories of discoveries that defy logic. A coin with a date so doubled it looks like 2001 was written in a shaky hand, or a penny with a reverse that seems to show a faint outline of an older memorial design, as if the die carried a memory of its predecessor. These coins aren't just errors, they're relics of a moment when the mint's precision unraveled, each one a puzzle piece in a mystery that grows more compelling with every find. The hunt for these coins is a feverish pursuit, with collectors scouring bank rolls, estate sales, and even vending machine change, driven by the tantalizing possibility that a single 2001 cent could hold a secret no one else has uncovered. The emotional weight of this quest is palpable. Numismatists speak of the adrenaline rush when a magnifying glass reveals a faint anomaly, the sleepless nights spent theorizing about a coin's origins, or the quiet thrill of holding a penny that shouldn't exist. Some coins bear marks that seem almost supernatural, like a 2001 cent with a planchet so flawed it creates a wavy, dreamlike effect across Lincoln's face, or another with a die clash so severe it leaves a ghostly imprint of the memorial steps on the obverse, as if the coin is caught between two realities. These discoveries spark endless questions. How did such errors evade detection in a system designed to catch them? Was there a cover-up to protect the mint's reputation, or were workers simply too overwhelmed to notice? The 2001 cent's allure lies in its ability to transform an ordinary penny into a portal to history, a tangible link to a moment when human error, mechanical failure, and sheer chance collided to create something extraordinary. Collectors share tales of coins found in unlikely places: a rural gas station, a child's piggy bank, or a forgotten cigar box, each one a potential key to unlocking the mint's secrets. The 2001 cent's legend is built on these stories, on the passion of those who chase its mysteries, and on the unanswered questions that linger. Were these coins the result of a single catastrophic day at the mint, or do they point to a deeper, more deliberate enigma? Every misaligned strike, every doubled feature, every ghost-like impression pulls us closer to the edge of understanding, yet the truth remains just out of reach, hidden in the metal of a coin that was never meant to be. The 2001 Lincoln cent, with its impossible flaws and tantalizing anomalies, isn't just a penny, it's a challenge to everything we think we know about the mint, a call to adventure for those brave enough to seek it, and a reminder that even in the most ordinary objects, the extraordinary can be waiting, daring us to find it. Next, picture a single penny, a 1971 Lincoln cent, so ordinary it could be lost in the jingle of pocket change, yet so extraordinary it has become a numismatic enigma, sparking questions that grip the heart and mind. What if a small mistake made it one of the rarest coins ever struck? In the bustling halls of the U.S. Mint in 1971, where millions of pennies were churned out under the weight of a nation's economy, something went inexplicably, thrillingly wrong, producing a coin that defies logic and ignites obsession, a relic of chaos cloaked in copper that has haunted collectors for decades. The year 1971 was a turbulent one for the mint, caught in the aftermath of a seismic shift from silver to copper-nickel compositions for other denominations, while the humble penny, still copper, became a battleground for bizarre minting errors, planchet flaws, die clashes, and doubled features that turned an everyday coin into a cryptic puzzle. Imagine the Philadelphia Mint, its presses roaring, workers racing to meet quotas, and in that frenzy, a handful of 1971 cents emerged with anomalies so strange they seem almost deliberate. Planchets sliced too thin, leaving coins with a ghostly lightness, dies misaligned, shifting Lincoln's profile off-center, his stoic gaze drifting into a crescent of empty space, or mint marks, those tiny D or S stamps that appear in places they shouldn't, or vanish entirely, defying the mint's rigid protocols. The double die errors are the stuff of legend, where the date, 1971, or the word liberty appears to shimmer with a twin image, as if the die itself hesitated, imprinting a shadow of itself onto the coin, a mistake so precise it feels like a secret message encoded in metal. Collectors speak in hushed tones of coins with ghost initials, where the designer's mark, VDB, seems to fade under certain lights, only to reappear under a loupe, like a specter lurking in the coin's surface. The historical context fuels the mystery. 1971 was a year of upheaval, with the mint navigating new pressures after the Coinage Act of 1965, its penny production soaring to over 6 billion coins, yet somehow, in this deluge, errors slipped through, die cracks that split Lincoln's forehead like a scar, planchets with strange bubbles or streaks, as if the metal rebelled against its own creation. Numismatists like Walter Breen documented these oddities, noting coins with shadowed devices, where Lincoln's portrait seems to glow with an unnatural depth, or reverses with faint extra columns on the Lincoln Memorial, as if the die carried a memory of an earlier strike. The 1971 cents anomalies point to a mint stretched to its breaking point, its quality control faltering under the strain of mass production, yet the sheer variety of errors, misalignments, clashed dies, doubled features, and planchets with inexplicable textures suggest something more than mere oversight. Some collectors whisper of lost die trials, experimental strikes meant to test new dies but never destroyed, slipping into circulation like fugitives, while others point to rumors of confidential mint reports, buried in government archives, that might explain why certain 1971 pennies show features, like a doubled 7 in the date or a ghostly extra step on the memorial, that don't match any known die. The obsession grows with each discovery, as collectors scour coin rolls, flea markets, and old cigar boxes, driven by the tantalizing possibility that a single 1971 cent could rewrite numismatic history. The emotional weight of this quest is palpable. Imagine the adrenaline rush when a magnifying glass reveals a faint anomaly, the sleepless nights spent theorizing about a coin's origins, or the quiet thrill of holding a penny that shouldn't exist. Some coins bear marks that seem almost supernatural, like a 1971 cent with a planchet so flawed it creates a wavy, dreamlike effect across Lincoln's face, or another with a die clash so severe it leaves a ghostly imprint of the memorial's columns on the obverse, as if the coin is caught between two realities. These discoveries spark endless questions. How did such errors evade detection in a system designed to catch them? Was there a cover-up to protect the mint's reputation, or were workers simply too overwhelmed to notice? The stories grow stranger still. A collector in San Francisco claims to have found a 1971 cent with a mint mark S that shouldn't exist, as the San Francisco Mint was supposedly focused on proof coins that year, leading to wild theories about unauthorized strikes or a mix-up in the mint's die inventory. Others describe coins with reverses so misstruck they show partial designs from other denominations, a faint eagle's wing or a shield's edge, hinting at a chaotic production line where planchets and dies were mismatched in ways that defy explanation. The 1971 cents legend is built on these tales, on the passion of those who chase its mysteries, and on the unanswered questions that linger. Were these coins the result of a single catastrophic day at the mint, or do they point to a deeper, more deliberate enigma? Experts like John Wexler have catalogued coins with shadowed reverses, where the Lincoln Memorial seems to pulse with an eerie depth, or coins with planchet flaws that create tiny ripples in the metal, like frozen echoes of a molten mistake. The hunt for these coins is a feverish pursuit, with collectors sharing stories of finds in unlikely places, a rural bank, a child's piggy bank, or a forgotten vending machine, each one a potential key to unlocking the mint's secrets. Some speculate about a rogue mint worker, perhaps experimenting with dies late at night, creating variants that were never meant to see daylight, while others wonder if the mint's transition to new technology, high-speed presses and copper planchets still adjusting to wear, caused errors that were simply too subtle to catch. The 1971 cents allure lies in its ability to transform an ordinary penny into a portal to history, a tangible link to a moment when human error, mechanical failure, and sheer chance collided to create something extraordinary. Each misaligned strike, each doubled feature, each ghost-like impression pulls us closer to the edge of understanding, yet the truth remains just out of reach, hidden in the metal of a coin that was never meant to be. The collector's world buzzes with tales of coins locked away in private vaults, their existence known only to a select few, or coins discovered by chance, like the 1971 cent with a reverse so distorted it seems to show the Lincoln Memorial melting, a surreal artifact that baffled experts and fueled speculation about overheated presses or contaminated planchets. These coins aren't just metal, they're relics of a moment when the mint's precision unraveled, each one a puzzle piece in a mystery that grows more compelling with every find. The 1971 Lincoln cent, with its impossible flaws and tantalizing anomalies, isn't just a penny, it's a challenge to everything we think we know about the mint, a call to adventure for those brave enough to seek it, and a reminder that even in the most ordinary objects, the extraordinary can be waiting, daring us to find it. Next, imagine a single penny, a 1980 D1 cent USA coin, so ordinary at a glance that you might toss it into a jar without a second thought, yet shrouded in a labyrinth of mysteries that have left numismatists, historians, and treasure hunters gripped by an obsession that spans decades, each asking the same haunting question: what if a small mistake made it one of the rarest coins ever struck? Picture the U.S. Mint in Denver, 1980, a time when the nation was reeling from economic turmoil, inflation soaring, and the mint under pressure to churn out billions of coins, workers racing against time, machines humming relentlessly, yet somehow, in this chaotic whirlwind of production, something went inexplicably wrong, birthing a coin that defies explanation, its very existence a puzzle that challenges everything we know about minting precision. The 1980 D penny, struck on a copper-alloyed planchet, should have been just another drop in the ocean of circulating coinage, but whispers of minting errors began to surface, tales of coins with anomalies so bizarre they seemed to mock the mint's rigorous quality control, sparking a frenzy among collectors who sensed a hidden treasure lurking in plain sight. What could cause such errors to slip through unnoticed, and why did they cluster around this one unassuming year and mint mark? Let's dive into the heart of the enigma, where the story begins with a die clash, a catastrophic moment when the obverse and reverse dies slammed together without a planchet, leaving ghostly impressions of Lincoln's profile faintly etched onto the reverse wheat stalks, a spectral image that shouldn't exist, yet collectors found these coins, their hearts racing as they uncovered a mistake that seemed almost deliberate, as if the mint was hiding something. Then there were the double dies, where the design inexplicably shifted during striking, creating a shadowy double of Lincoln's portrait or the date, so subtle you'd need a loupe to catch it, yet so profound it turned an ordinary penny into a numismatic legend, with collectors scouring pocket change for years, driven by the tantalizing possibility that the next coin they held might be one of these elusive anomalies. But the mystery deepens with reports of planchet flaws, coins struck on blanks that were too thin, too thick, or inexplicably alloyed with metals that didn't match the standard composition, as if the mint had experimented in secret, only to let these rogue pieces escape into the world. Could it be that the 1980 D was part of a covert test run, a trial die that was never meant to see daylight, its existence buried in confidential mint reports that even now remain sealed? The speculation doesn't end there, as numismatists uncovered coins with misaligned strikes, where Lincoln's head drifts eerily off-center, or the reverse is rotated, defying the precision of modern minting technology, raising questions about how such errors could evade detection in an era of supposed efficiency. And then there's the mint mark itself, that tiny D beneath the date, where some collectors swear they've seen anomalies, mint marks that appear doubled, shifted, or even missing entirely, defying official records that claim no such variations were authorized, fueling theories of rogue mint employees or undocumented production runs that slipped through the cracks. The obsession grew as stories emerged of coins with invisible initials, where the designer's mark, VDB, seemed to vanish or appear faintly, like a ghost haunting the coin's rim, while others reported shattered devices, where parts of the design appeared to glow with an unnatural depth, as if struck multiple times in a way no machine should allow. These discoveries sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, with experts poring over microscopes, analyzing every curve and contour, only to find more questions than answers, each coin a breadcrumb in a trail that led deeper into a historical abyss. The 1980 DS legend was further cemented by tales of collectors who stumbled upon these anomalies in the wild, like a man in Ohio who found a penny in his change at a gas station, its date doubled so distinctly it seemed to pulse under the light, or a woman in Colorado who discovered a coin with a reverse so misaligned it looked like the wheat stalks were dancing, each story adding to the mythos of a coin that seemed to defy the laws of minting. What was happening at the Denver Mint in 1980 that allowed such chaos to unfold? Some whisper of overworked staff, others of experimental dies pushed into production without approval, while darker theories point to government oversights, perhaps even intentional errors to test the public's attention, a numismatic conspiracy that grows more tantalizing with every new find. The stakes rise as we consider the possibility of lost die trials, coins struck in secret to test new designs or alloys, only to be accidentally released, their existence a closely guarded secret until a collector's keen eye spots the impossible, a penny with a mint mark that shouldn't exist, or a planchet that doesn't match any known specification. The thrill of the hunt consumes collectors, who spend sleepless nights sifting through rolls of pennies, driven by the dream of uncovering a 1980 D with a flaw so unique it rewrites numismatic history, each coin a potential key to unlocking the mint's hidden truths. Experts weigh in, their analyses only deepening the intrigue, as metallurgists find trace elements in some coins that hint at unauthorized alloys, while historians uncover vague references in mint archives to anomalous productions, quickly hushed up, leaving us to wonder what else lies buried in the vaults of Denver. The emotional weight of this pursuit is palpable, as collectors describe the rush of holding a coin that feels like a secret the mint never meant to share, a tangible link to a moment of human error or daring experimentation that slipped through the cracks of history. Yet the greatest mystery remains. How many of these enigmatic 1980 D pennies are still out there, hiding in jars, pockets, or forgotten coin trays, waiting for someone to notice their imperfections? The thought is electrifying, turning every penny into a potential relic of a numismatic saga, where each flaw, be it a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or a ghostly clash, whispers of a time when the mint's precision faltered, and something extraordinary was born. As the hunt continues, the 1980 D remains a testament to the allure of the unknown, a coin that challenges us to question what we think we know about history, craftsmanship, and the tantalizing possibility that the next penny you hold could be a key to unraveling one of the greatest mysteries in American coinage, a relic of a moment when the ordinary became extraordinary, forever etched in copper and cloaked in enigma. Next, as the shadow of the 1980 D 1-cent USA coin looms larger in the numismatic world, the question burns brighter. How could a single year, a single mint, produce such a cascade of errors that seem to defy not just logic, but the very systems designed to prevent them, pulling us deeper into a vortex of intrigue where every new discovery feels like a clue to a hidden truth buried in the heart of the Denver Mint? Picture the scene, it's 1980, the mint is a fortress of precision, yet whispers of chaos slip through the cracks, dies misaligned, planchets mismatched, and mint marks that seemed to flicker like apparitions, as if the machines themselves were conspiring to create a coin that would haunt collectors for generations. The saga deepens with tales of coins bearing impossible features, like the fabled ghost mint mark, where the D appears faintly doubled or shifted, a phenomenon that defies the mint's official logs, sparking heated debates among numismatists who wonder if these were deliberate tests or accidental miracles that escaped into circulation. Collectors recount heart-pounding moments, like the retired teacher in Nebraska who found a 1980 D with a reverse so off-center that the wheat stalks seemed to spill off the coin's edge, or the teenager in Wyoming who spotted a penny with a double date so crisp it looked like Lincoln was staring through time itself, each find fueling a feverish hunt for more of these elusive anomalies. The errors pile up: planchet cracks that create jagged scars across Lincoln's profile, die breaks that leave raised blobs of metal where none should be, and coins struck on blanks meant for other denominations, impossibly thin or heavy, as if the mint was experimenting in secret, perhaps testing new alloys or dyes in a clandestine operation that history forgot. Theories swirl about why 1980 was such a pivotal year. Some point to the mint's push to modernize, others to budget cuts that left overworked staff blind to errors, while the boldest whisper of a rogue engraver slipping unauthorized designs into production, a numismatic rebel whose work lives on in these flawed pennies. The mystery grows with reports of coins bearing shadowed devices, where Lincoln's bust or the memorial's columns appear to glow with an eerie depth, as if struck multiple times in a way that defies standard minting, leaving experts to ponder whether these were caused by worn dies, faulty presses, or something more deliberate, perhaps a test of new striking techniques that was never meant to see the light of day. Archival records hint at unexplained production halts in Denver that year, vague mentions of equipment malfunctions, and quality control reviews that were quietly resolved, yet no official explanation accounts for the sheer volume of errors that slipped through, each coin a tiny rebellion against the mint's ironclad standards. Collectors become detectives, piecing together stories of coins found in unlikely places: a 1980 D with a doubled reverse found in a vending machine return slot, another with a clash so pronounced that Lincoln's profile seems to merge with the wheat stalks, creating a surreal hybrid that mesmerizes anyone who sees it. The emotional pull is undeniable, as numismatists describe the thrill of discovery, the way their hands tremble when they spot an anomaly under a magnifying glass, knowing they might hold a piece of history that was never meant to exist. Some speculate about lost eye trials, experimental strikes that were supposed to be destroyed but somehow escaped, while others chase rumors of a secret mint report, locked away in Washington, that details a batch of 1980 D pennies struck under conditions so unusual they were immediately suppressed. The hunt intensifies as collectors share tales of near-mythical finds, like the coin with a mint mark that appears to shift under different lighting, or another with a planchet flaw so unique it resembles a tiny map, sparking wild theories about whether it was an intentional marker left by a mint worker. Every anomaly raises more questions. How did quality control miss these errors, and what does it say about the inner workings of a mint stretched to its limits? The 1980 D becomes a symbol of human fallibility, a reminder that even in an age of mechanized precision, the smallest oversight can create a legend, each flawed penny a portal to a moment when the mint's veil of perfection slipped, revealing a chaotic, thrilling truth. The obsession spreads, with collectors scouring flea markets, coin shows, and even their own change jars, driven by the tantalizing possibility that the next 1980 D they find could rewrite the narrative, unveiling a new error, a new clue, a new piece of the puzzle that connects the dots between history, craftsmanship, and the unrelenting human desire to uncover the unknown. As the saga of the 1980 D continues to unfold, it remains a numismatic enigma, a coin that challenges us to keep searching, to keep questioning, to keep chasing the possibility that somewhere, in a forgotten corner of the world, another of these mysterious pennies waits, ready to reveal its secrets and pull us deeper into a mystery that refuses to be solved. Next, as the 1980 D 1-cent USA coin's legend grows ever more tangled in a web of numismatic intrigue, the question looms like a storm cloud: what unseen forces at the Denver Mint allowed this unassuming penny to become a cipher for errors so profound they seem to whisper of secrets buried in the machinery, the mines, and the very metal of 1980, pulling collectors into a relentless quest where each coin feels like a fragment of a larger, unsolved conspiracy. The year 1980 was a crucible for the mint, caught in a whirlwind of economic strain and technological transition, with whispers of overtaxed presses running at breakneck speed, yet somehow producing coins that defy every rule of precision, coins with die cracks that slice through Lincoln's jaw like a silent scream, or planchets so flawed they bear the weight of alloys never meant for a penny. as if the mint was dabbling in forbidden experiments. Collectors speak in hushed tones of the phantom overstrike, a 1980 D penny where faint traces of another design, perhaps a test pattern or an unauthorized die, linger beneath the surface, a ghostly imprint that shouldn't exist, sparking theories of covert trials that slipped past the mint's iron grip, each discovery igniting a fire in the hearts of those who chase these anomalies. The stories multiply, a truck driver in Kansas finding a penny with a reverse rotated 180 degrees, its wheat stalks defiantly upside down, or a librarian in Oregon uncovering a coin with a mint mark so misaligned it hovers like a specter over Lincoln's shoulder, defying the mint's claim that such errors were impossible. These finds fuel a growing obsession, with numismatists poring over every detail, from coins with doubled lettering that seems to pulse under a loupe to those with inexplicable shadow rims, where the edge of the coin appears thickened, as if struck by a die that was never catalogued. The mystery deepens with tales of coins bearing ghost initials, where the designer's VDB mark flickers in and out of visibility, a numismatic mirage that leaves experts baffled, wondering if these were caused by worn dies, intentional tweaks, or something far stranger, like a mint worker embedding a hidden signature in defiance of protocol. Archival whispers hint at undocumented production runs, brief mentions of special batches in 1980 that were quickly hushed, leaving collectors to speculate about secret experiments, perhaps a test of new die materials or striking pressures, that produced these rogue pennies, only to be released into the wild by oversight or design. The emotional stakes soar as collectors describe the rush of discovery, the way their pulse quickens when a 1980 D reveals a flaw under scrutiny, like the coin found in a Denver diner with a die clash so vivid that Lincoln's profile seems to bleed into the reverse, a haunting fusion of obverse and reverse that feels almost alive. Theories abound. Was the mint pushing the limits of its technology, or were these errors the work of a disgruntled employee slipping chaos into the system, a numismatic saboteur whose legacy lives on in these flawed coins? The hunt becomes a fever dream, with collectors sifting through thousands of pennies, each one a potential key to unlocking the truth behind the 1980 DS anomalies, coins with planchet striations that resemble coded patterns, or strikes so misaligned they seem to defy physics, as if the press itself was rebelling. Experts weigh in, their analyses only deepening the enigma, with metallurgists detecting trace elements in some coins that hint at experimental alloys, while historians uncover cryptic notes in mint logs about irregularities that were never fully explained, fueling speculation of a cover-up that reaches beyond the mint's walls. The 1980 D becomes a talisman of obsession, its errors a siren call to those who dream of finding the ultimate anomaly, a coin so unique it could rewrite the history of American minting, perhaps one with a mint mark that shouldn't exist or a design flaw that points to a lost die trial never meant to see the light of day. Every new find adds a layer to the saga, like the coin with a double date so sharp it seems to shimmer, found by a child in a Colorado arcade, or another with a planchet flaw that creates a tiny, inexplicable ridge, sparking wild theories about whether it was a marker for a secret batch. The question haunts every collector: how many more of these enigmatic pennies are out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered in a cash register, a coin roll, or a dusty attic box? The 1980 DS allure lies in its defiance of explanation, each error a challenge to unravel the truth behind a year when the mint's precision faltered, birthing coins that feel like relics of a forgotten rebellion, each one a spark that keeps the numismatic world ablaze with wonder, fear, and the unshakable belief that the next penny could hold the key to a mystery that refuses to be solved, pulling us ever deeper into the shadows of history where the truth about the 1980 D lies just out of reach.